Good morning, welcome or welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Jen and I like to read. I'm going to be talking about the books that I loved from January to June. So the first half of the year, what were my favorite books from each month? That's what we're going to be talking about today. Now I'm going to try not to talk too long, but grab a snack, grab a drink, whatever you want, coffee, tea, this is just water, and let's talk about some books. The first book that I want to talk about is my favorite book of January, and this I believe I gave a rating of 4.25. I'll put the rating and stuff up here if I did in fact give it that rating. I didn't have a 5-star read in January, but my best book was Immaculate Conception by Ling Ling Huang. I listened to this actually as an audiobook. I loved it so much that I did want to buy the physical copy. It's a relatively short book. It's less than 300 pages, so this was a very quick read, and again, very enjoyable as an audiobook. I thought the narrator did a fabulous job. This book is similar to a sci-fi psychological horror, kind of. It's not super horrific, but there are scenes and moments in this that make you deeply uncomfortable, and some of the descriptions are very almost visceral and again make you uncomfortable, and you feel like you're seeing exactly what they're describing. And again, I haven't read this since January, so I'm going to read the summary on the inside of the book. Also, I miss when the summaries were on the back. Can we bring that back? Because I am tired of having to flip through this. All right, I'm gonna read the summary. What if you could enter the mind of the person you love the most? Enka meets Mathilde in art school and is instantly drawn to her. Mathilde makes art that feels truly original, and Enka, trying hard to prove herself in this fiercely competitive world, pours everything into their friendship. But when Mathilde's fame and success cause her to begin to drift away, Enka becomes desperate to keep her close. Enter Scaffold. Purported? I have never heard that word before. Purported. I'll put it up on the screen here. Purported to enhance empathy, this cutting-edge technology could allow Enka to inhabit Mathilde's mind and access her memories, artistic inspirations, and deep-seated trauma. Undergoing this procedure would it link Enka and Mathilde forever, but at what cost? This was just gripping. It was so good. Beyond uncomfortable, but it was so good. So highly recommend this book. So the month of February, I don't believe I had a 5-star read, but I did have a 4.75-star read. And that is really good, if I say so myself. But this is Vampires of El Norte. We're gonna redo that. Vampires of El Norte by Isabel Cañas. What a great book. This is incredibly atmospheric and haunting. This is basically like a gothic western horror, and it delivers hard on that. I did physically read this. It is a little bit under 400 pages, but again, quick read. It's a paperback. I love a good paperback. So in this story, we are following Nina and Nestor. Nina is the daughter of a rancher, while Nestor is a rancher in training. Basically, the story opens up with them very young. There's a little bit of a blooming romance between the two of them. Nina's father does not approve of Nestor, however. One night, the two of them I don't remember exactly what they're doing, but they're in this kind of little secret space that they have for each other. This is not a spoiler, it's on the back of the book, but Nina does get attacked by something that looks kind of inhuman. Nestor believes her dead. He thinks that she's passed away, and in his grief, he does run away. He is kind of on his own for a very long time because he believes that his childhood sweetheart has died. Nina has not died. She believes that Nestor just abandoned her. So she's trying to deal with a lot of this inner rage and sadness and heartbreak while still maintaining her kind of normal life. Now, in the background, there are some pretty horrific things happening. There are these inhuman-like creatures, which in the book, when they describe them in the book, they are terrifying. But yeah, there's these scary vampires. Do not start, Mimi. Don't start. What was I talking about? Oh, yes, so everyone's kind of fighting these vampires and they don't really know what they are, where they have come from. And the two end up reuniting. And we follow their journey together. We follow their journey. Mimi! No. Do not knock over the lights or the tripod, please. Don't lick my water bottle. Okay. We're following their horrific but beautiful journey. Highly recommend, especially in the fall time, if you want a little bit of a western gothic horror. This is great. All right, now we are on to March, and my book is wet. Wet dog nose all over it. On to March, I could not pick just one book, and I am doing a reread of one of my beloved series, and so this was during that reread. Crown of Gilded Bones and A Kingdom of Flesh and Fire by JLA. Now, This series, which is the From Blood and Ash series, is a little polarizing. People either love it or hate it. Some people really drag on the writing style. I love this story. I love our characters. I have listened to this as graphic audios. I have listened to this as just a normal audiobook. I have also physically read it. I've tabbed them. I don't know if I tabbed this one. Yes, I did. They're tabbed. Such a great fantasy world. They are chunky books, but I just have so much love for this series. I'm trying to figure out how to summarize this because I've read this so many times. Like, what can I describe about just the first book that's not a spoiler? I don't know how to describe things, apparently.
And apparently, I've never been on live television before.
All right, I'm gonna read the summary from Fable because, again, I'm the worst person in the world when I try to talk about books. Chosen from birth to usher in a new era, Poppy's life has never been her own. The life of the maiden is solitary, never to be touched, never to be looked upon, never to be spoken to, never to experience pleasure. Waiting for the day of her ascension, she would rather be with the guards, fighting back the evil that took her family, than preparing to be found worthy by the gods. Our other character we're following, his name is Hawk. He's our MMC, and he is a guard in the kingdom. And he's found himself drawn to Poppy. He wants to learn more about her while also trying to do his duty to keep her safe. But there are some things happening in the kingdom and on the outskirts of the kingdom as well that gonna make that a little bit difficult. Now, he draws out parts of her that she hasn't experienced before, as far as the emotions that she's allowed to express and feelings that she's allowed to feel or not allowed to feel. He brings a lot of that out of her. There is this evil force kind of encroaching upon the lands, and they're called Craven, and they're basically vampires, but that's something that the city is having to deal with and kind of everywhere. I absolutely love this series. I think you should read it. I gave both of these books 5 stars. Now for the month of April, my birthday month, I listened to Atmosphere by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I love TJR so much, and I bought the beautiful paperback edition with these sprayed edges. Can you see? They are stunning, and this is very floppy. I think I've probably cried at every TJR book. This one was no exception. This was beautiful. TJR's writing is always absolutely stunning and beautiful and just brings emotions out of you, and you really connect with the characters. What's really great about Taylor Jenkins Reid is that she could write about anything and I am invested in it. She can write about tennis. I don't care about tennis, but I'm gonna read that book and I'm gonna care about tennis. Same with this one. This is astronauts in space. I know nothing about that, okay? But I was invested. And she does so much research for her books in order to create a truly fleshed out, truthful story, and our characters feel so real. So in this story, we are following Jane Goodwin, and ever since a young age, she has been obsessed with space, obsessed with the stars, obsessed with the universe. Joan is at a place in her life where she is very comfortable. She's a professor at a university for physics and astronomy, and she's also the aunt to a beautiful niece who she loves to death. One day she comes across an advertisement from NASA for their space shuttle program seeking the first women scientists to join their program. Joan wants to go to space badly. This is her dream. So she applies. She obviously does get accepted along with a kind of pool of other people as well, and we do get to learn about these characters that are also in this program, and we're going through their journey in this program, so the things that they have to do or complete in order to qualify to actually go up into space. Now in this story, we are jumping back and forth between the past and the present. So we are kind of jumping back and forth, and the way that Taylor Jenkins Reid does this is phenomenal because it keeps you so invested in how the story opens in the shuttle and figuring out how they kind of got to that point. Now this story is also a romance, and so we are following Joan and someone that she does fall in love with, and their relationship is beautiful. This is a stunning sapphic romance. Dogs are about to go crazy in like 5 seconds because someone just pulled up to the front of the house. So be prepared. During this time, what year does this? 1980s. She's kind of having to hide her relationship because it is, here it goes. Okay. Yeah. Anyways, another fabulous book by Taylor Jenkins Reid. Made me care a lot about space, and I love these gay women. The next book that I want to talk about, this is for May. I do have only one book for May, and this, I read this on my Kindle, loved it so much. I needed to purchase a physical copy. I gave this 5 stars. I still can't stop thinking about this. Silvercloak by L.K. Stephen. We have a gorgeous map in the cover. This is basically an adult dark fantasy. There are wizards. So you don't have anything like fae, or like angels or demons. My dog is gonna drive me crazy. We are dealing with wizards and mages and sorcerers and things of that nature. But I'm trying to convince my husband to read this too because I really, really think he would love this one. 2 decades ago, the Blood Moons ruthlessly murdered Saffron Killeran's parents, destroying her idyllic childhood. Hell-bent on revenge, she lies her way into Silvercloak Academy, the training ground for her city's elite order of detectives with a single goal: to bring the Blood Moons to justice. But when Saph's deception is exposed, rather than being cast out, she's given a rare opportunity to go undercover and tear the Blood Moons down from the inside. Descending into a world where pleasure and pain are the most powerful currencies, Saph must commit some truly heinous deeds to keep her cover and her life. Not only are there rival gangs and sinister smuggling rings to contend with, but there's also her growing feelings for the Kingpin's tortured son, with his vicious pet Fallowwolf, his dark past, and the curious prophecy foretelling his death at Saffron's hands. This is a true enemies to lovers. This is a true enemies to lovers. This is fantasy before it is romantasy. The magic system is so interesting. I love that the magic like increases based on pleasure or pain. I've never read anything like this before. I have read so much fantasy and a lot of it is kind of copy and paste. Unfortunately, this felt truly unique. This felt so special. And there were things that were happening that I genuinely could not guess, or I'd be like, the author's not going to do this, right? Author's not going to do this. The author did it. The author does it. Please read this book. Please read this book. Honestly, if you're going to read any book in this video, Silvercloak. The way that this one ended, diabolical. I need book 2 now. Okay, on to the last month. We are on to June. I couldn't pick just one book because I did have 2 5-stars. That is The Spell Shot by Sarah Beth Durst. I listened to this as an audiobook. Loved it, bought the physical copy. Purple Edges, what are we doing? Why do we have this? I don't know, but I loved this book. The other book I gave 5 stars is A Fire in the Flesh by Miss JLA. We've got her in here 3 times. We've got Miss Jennifer Armentrout in here 3 times. This is her companion novel, A Fire in the Flesh series. This is the 3rd book. When I tell you this book broke me. This book hurt. I flew through this book. Okay, before we talk about this one, let's go back to this one really quickly. This is a cozy fantasy that's also hilarious. This is so funny, and if you have the opportunity to listen to the audiobook, I highly recommend the audiobook. It is fabulous. Now in this book we are following Keela. She doesn't really like dealing with people that much. It's not really her favorite thing to do. So she does work at a library, the greatest library in the city, and she also lives there. It's just like it's where she wants to be, and she has an assistant that is a talking spider plant named Kaz, and I love him so much. I'm not being dramatic when I say I would do anything for Kaz. Kaz told me to go murder someone. I shouldn't say that. If Kaz told me to jump off a bridge, I'd jump, but I'd take Kaz with me. Her library burns down, and so she takes some of the magical books that have spells and things like that that have been outlawed, takes them and flees because she doesn't want the books to go up in flames, and also that's her home, and she's got to get out of there. So she escapes to her childhood home, which is this remote seaside village. However, in this village, in her childhood home that she's kind of fixing up and she's hiding these spell books in, she discovers that she has a very nosy neighbor who's also very handsome and very sweet and very kind. He leaves her like a basket of bread. He offers to kind of help restore parts of her home. He is an absolute sweetheart. Now Keela's got to make a living. She's got to make a living, and she decides she's going to make jam. She's going to open a jam shop, and she's using some of the spells in these books to create these bushes basically that grow fruits and berries so she can make her jam. So much more happens in these 400 pages. There are so many sweet moments between our main character and the love interest, and there's so much just kind of hidden magic in here, and so much found family, and just kind of like a small town, small village that's very close-knit and like protects their own. It is so good. This is the first book in a series. However, the series, like book 2 and book 3, follow different characters. I don't think they follow characters that are in this though, so I cannot wait to continue. But yeah, this was 5 stars. Okay, now back to Miss JLA, A Fire in the Flesh. Yes, this book broke me. What an amazing series. Now, I had so much fun reading this series as I was rereading the From Blood and Ash series, because again, they are interconnected. And this is basically like a prologue, but seeing references that I could kind of put together with the other series was so fun to do. And I have to say, I really love our main girl in here, Serafina. I love Poppy, but Poppy can drive me crazy sometimes with the amount of questions that she has, because it's like 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 questions like back to back, and it's like, girl, can you just like space it out a bit? But Serafina is so great. I love her so much. And our main MMC, he's pretty great too. Don't howl at me. Don't howl at me. I have one more book to get through, babes. The first book in the series is A Shadow in the Ember. I have to admit, with the first book, I have read it twice. First book in the series was not my favorite, but I'm so happy that I continued on, because it truly is such a great story. Now, you don't have to read the From Blood and Ash series in order to read this, but I do think you should. I think I'm reading this in publication order, so I'm kind of jumping back and forth between the From Blood and Ash series and the Fire in the Flesh series, which I highly recommend doing. Born shrouded in the veil of the primals, a maiden as the fates promised, Serafina's future has never been hers. Chosen before birth to uphold the desperate deal her ancestors struck to save his people, Sarah must leave behind her life and offer herself to the primal of death as his consort. However, Sarah's real destiny is the most closely guarded secret in all of Lasagna. Every time I say that, I want to say lasagna. She's not the well-protected maiden, but an assassin with one mission and one target. Make the primal of death fall in love, become his weakness, and then end him. If she fails, she dooms her kingdom to a slow demise at the hands of the rot. That is it. That is all I have for you today. Those are my favorite books from January to June, and I am very excited to do this video later in the year to see what my favorite books were for the later half of the year. Thank you so much for watching, and thanks for coming back. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe, and comment down below which of these books you've read or want to read, and also give me recommendations. What were your favorite books from the first half of the year? Anyways, I will see you guys next time, and again, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!